Now, it's hard to believe, but blended families now outnumber traditional families. Rising divorce rates are not the only reason, though. Longer lifespans actually mean people are outliving their spouse. So you'd wind up having a second, maybe a third. So how do you actually have a smooth blended family? Well, Angela Vassallo has come out with the Second Wives Guide. I love this. To discover the secrets to survive and thrive as a second wife or a step-parent. And Angela's joining us today. It is so nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's so amazing to be in this gorgeous city, Chicago.
Oh, we love the act. Okay, where are you from, by the way? Do we not love?
Perfect.
No. You're from
Sydney. Yeah,
Sydney,
in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how long have you been a part of a blended family? Like, what's your story?
Yeah, well, I've been a part of my blended family for over 10 years now. And what I started to notice was that in the last 10 years, the family dynamic is changing. It's not, like you said, the mum and the dad and the two little kids anymore. It's just very different. But there is a very big growing trend with the blended family. And however, I realised that the blended family, with the statistics of the second wife and the marriage, are not all that great. And I thought to myself, I really wanted to write a book to be able to help a lot of these second wives and these blended families to stay together.
Yeah. You and I have, we have something very in common because
story.
I am my husband's second wife. I have a very nice relationship with his first wife. But it is something, it's something that you really have to navigate well in order for it to be successful. So it's great. I love that you put that down on paper because when it is successful, it's a beautiful, magnificent thing for the kids and for the whole family. You know?
And I really believe I have a successful blended family, and I wanted to be able to give the second wives and the stepmoms hope, you know, that you can actually get through. You know, you don't have to run for the hills. You will get through the, you know, the first few years will always be the toughest. But, you know, if you make it through those first few years, you know, that you just need some guides through, and that will help you.
Okay, so
it just seems like it has to be very difficult. I mean, a relationship, when you're in a good relationship, is difficult enough.
Right.
And so to add another element in and blend, I'm sure, is...
Right.
Yeah.
So you have some tips, actually, in your book. You have a couple of them to share with us today. The first tip is to embrace the village.
Yes.
I love this idea. So what does that mean?
Well, I always say this. It's like marrying into a village. You see the man, you fall in love with him, but what you don't see is this village of people all standing right behind him that have an impact and an influence on your relationship. And I used to think that I needed to be accepted or I had to somehow simulate into this village. And I think it's naive to think that that's going to happen, especially in the beginning. So I decided that, you know, I didn't really need to do that. It took me a few years to realise that. And after I did, a lot of things started to turn around in my blended family. I just needed to focus on myself, building up my own self-esteem and working on my own village.
Right. Okay, the second step you have is no favoritism. This is how I say to people, listen, I have 4 children. 2 are biological, but I forgot which 2. So to me, it means these all 4 children I love and adore equally.
That's
There's
fabulous.
nobody in my home that is any different, and I think that's a really important thing to put out.
Absolutely, no favoritism, but I think it really comes down to validation. Everybody wants to feel like they've been validated and that what they say matters, that they're important. And, you know, everybody wants that, right down from the children, your own children, the stepchildren, your husband, ex-wife, everybody in the blended family wants to feel like that they're important, that what they say matters, and that they're validated.
Yeah. Okay, then you also have, the third is work on personal growth.
Yeah. I think this is the biggest tip I can ever give any second wife or stepmom is to work on your self-esteem. You really are going to have to understand that, you know, it's going to be tough, and if you can really work on your self-esteem and your own personal growth, that's really what's going to get you through. That was something that I really worked hard on, understanding that you're going to have to let a lot of things go and not to take everything so personally. It's easier said than done. But, you know, focus on the things that you can control, not the things that you can't control.
Right, and that's good for everyone.
Yeah, I was like, that's great advice for a workplace, for a friendship. I mean, any situation, that's just...
Yeah, absolutely. Personal growth, I think in every area, you know, if you want success in any area, you really do need to work on your personal development.
Okay, the final one, and this is good for everyone too, is you really have to make sure you have date night. Date night, totally, and I do this, you got to do it. Yeah. At least once or twice a week.
Yeah, and I know you were talking about that you have date nights as well, and I think that's one of the most important things that you can do as well. You know, always need to be seen as a united front with your partner. You will never have any stability in a blended family unless you have a united front at all times. But I think date nights are so important, and they need to be scheduled in. Just like you put little Jimmy's football training in, your date nights need to be scheduled in as well. And on those date nights, you don't talk about children, and you don't talk about ex-wives, and you don't talk about stepchildren or any of the blended family. You just reconnect and focus on yourselves and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
And why you got married in the first place.
Right. These are fantastic. I love this. I can't wait to read it. I do think the more love, like, you know, Scott's ex-wife and I decided that the more love, the better. And it's all about our children. And when we can show respect and love one another, then that's the, you know, the precedents that we're setting for our kids. And so I'm, again, like I said, I'm really happy there's a book out like that for a lot of other people to navigate through. So.
Thank you. And I really want all the second wives and stepmoms to understand, you know, you are second to none.
Second to, oh,
that's great.
Cute, right? Okay,
Well,
the more the
congrats on
better.
your awesome blended family.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if you would like to read Angela's book, you can get it on her website. It's called secondwiveshq.com. But if you'd like to win an autographed copy, you can head on over to WCIU.com right now and enter there for your chance to win. It could probably make a huge difference for somebody who may be, you know, struggling with it or it's new to them, you know, right now to go ahead and read that.